So Karen has a good point. Don't be afraid of repairing a relationship when something goes wrong with a client. She was asking me, what would I do? Am I going to buy the same brand or not? And why would I do so or not? And she brings up a good point, because it turns out that customer satisfaction is higher when a challenge comes and the company solves it. If the experience always go well, you might not be as passionate, but if something goes wrong and the company solves it, you got a customer for life. Somebody that's gonna talk about it all the time. So it's important, keep it in mind. Don't be afraid when something wrong happens. Don't think like, oh, we messed up. Think, oh, this is a great opportunity to get a customer for life. Because, for example, Karen brings a good point. What if this company reaches out to me, because they probably see in their CRM that I would go once or twice a year and I haven't been there in the past year. What if they reach out to me and it's like, Mr. Sanoja, we noticed you haven't been here in a while. We don't know why that is, but we imagine that your car needs probably a service. Come back and we'll do a full service for free and we'll change your tires too. Do you think I'll be back? Yes. For sure, right? And I'm like, oh, they noticed. So don't be afraid of fixing a problem when it happens. Now, I'm going to share with you two stories to get you thinking. Hopefully you got some ideas on that exercise of how to think differently. I'm going to share with you two things that you can do differently before and after. So let's keep talking about cars. I don't remember exactly which model, but BMW has a policy for one of their cars. And it's a contract, and they can take the car away from you if you don't keep it clean. There's a policy in there that says that, I think it's once a week or something like that, you have to keep your car clean. If they see that model outside and it's not clean, they have the right to take it away from you. Of course, they'll give you the money. And they offer also free washing, right?
Yeah, they offer.
But why is that? Because they want the car, when it's out in the streets, they want everybody to look at the car and how amazing it is. They want to control the perception. So they tell you, it's free, you don't have an excuse, come keep it clean. If not, we'll probably give you a warning. And I imagine that probably they haven't had to do that, but it's just there so that they can look at people and say like, hey, you got to come and clean it because we want our cars looking great out there. So that's one thing that you can do after, whatever that is for you and your business. And then there's some things that you can do before. There's a couple of brands, for example, this one brand, they help executives with their speaking. They do not accept clients only if it is referral. Imagine getting to that point. Because they ran their numbers and they understood that anytime a client comes and it's a referral, they are passionate about it because they probably saw the change in their friend, right? Like imagine you have an introverted friend, they never speak, and suddenly they go somewhere, they come back, and they're super charismatic, they're great at speaking. You're gonna be impressed. You're gonna ask, what the hell did you do? I wanna do that too. So they realized, because of they had good data analytics, they realized, hey, anybody that comes in and it's a referral, they saw the result. So they know it works. They don't doubt it, and they do everything we tell them to do, which increases the likelihood of them getting a result, which increases the likelihood of somebody else seeing their result, and it's just a chain, versus having to advertise and convince people that this product or service works. That's another thing that you can do before. That's after or before, depending on how you think about it. Another one that you could do before, this is a company that sells pools. And we can all agree that a pool is a big purchase. And they do most of it online. They have blogs about it, they have videos about it. And again, they have a good control of their analytics. And the founder knew that when he was coming home to talk, that was the final meeting, to talk about the different pools and the service. And when the kid of the house opened the door and said, oh, Dad, it's the pool guy, he knew that they have been watching the videos and watching the materials, and the likelihood of closing that sell was 95%. Just because of all the training videos, and they had videos on the different types of pools, and they had information about the pricing, and they would even talk about the competitors and what you get and the maintenance. All the information was there. So when the client was educated, they had a 90% success rate. Now, there's people that wouldn't want to watch the videos. They would say like, no, it's okay, we can just have the meeting. And they would say, no, we are not gonna have the meeting if you don't watch the videos, because it's not gonna be a good fit. And of course they had analytics and they could see there's a lot of things you can do with technology, and you can see if they've clicked or not, or if they watched their video or not. But they would say, no, if you're not committed to learning about your pool and understanding what it takes, we're not gonna go there. So it's powerful to understand your customer journey, because then you'll be able to do things like that. And they just save a lot of time, because all those clients that don't watch the video, the closing rate was 4%. So imagine having 100 meetings and just closing 4. How much of a waste of time that is. Just imagine you're not spending actual money, but just in time. You could be spending time with other clients and closing those. On the other hand, when they did it after the videos, out of 100, they would close 95. And the videos are doing the work for them. They just go in for the last meeting. So it's important. Be creative. It's not just about the typical sales process, meeting and closing. Think about other things that you can do, like the cards, or having something that it's unique to Texas or unique to your experience. The goal is, what you really want to do is you want your clients talking about you during their weekend or when they're meeting friends. Or, like we said at the beginning, you want them fighting for you and your brand online. When somebody makes a negative comment about you and your brand, you want them to jump in and just be there for you. And you can do this in simple ways. I'm going to share with you a couple stories of things that you can do to build your army. I remember when I was here in the program with Charlie, I was the president of the consulting club. And to do events, you have to fight almost with everybody in school, because the professors get first dibs in rooms, and then depending on the size of the tutoring organization, they get first dibs. So as one of the smallest clubs, it was difficult to get rooms. And I remember it was my first event. I'm super OCD and obsessed about the details, perfectionist, so I wanted everything to go well, the amount of people that was there, the food. I was super stressed, and a lot of people helped me, and I wrote a thank you note to everybody that helped me, written by hand, everybody. The lady that books the rooms, the person that helped me get the company, the people from the career center that gave me the validation for the speaker. So I write my thank you cards, the event goes great, that's about it. Then we start having more events, and the president of the Bauer MBA Society asks me, how are you always getting the big rooms? We've been trying, like, did you book that like a month ago or 2 months ago? And I'm like, no, I just did it last week because we had an event. And he's like, how did you do that? I've been trying to book that room for a month. And I'm like, are you using the system? It's like online, you just book the room and that's it. He's like, yeah, of course I've been using the system. And that's when it hit me. The lady that books the room, she probably has never ever received a thank you card. Probably nobody knows who she is or what she does, and she's the one booking the room. And I just looked everybody up, small thank you letter, and after that I got the room every time. And when I couldn't, she would just like find me another good room. And I didn't do it like, oh, I'm gonna write this thank you letter so that I'm gonna, no. You're just doing it but it's as simple as a thank you letter. So at the beginning, it's going to be hard, especially if you're starting, if you're in the idea stage, because every dollar counts. But not everything is about money. That just a small act of gratitude can get you a long way. So start thinking about, maybe it's just a message that you send on social media, or just answering to somebody's messages. All those little details matter. Now, I'm going to ask for one detail for you. Hopefully this has been valuable for you and your business. So we're going to have, there's a survey that I've prepared so that we can keep improving the workshop. I don't know if you've been here last year, you know we've been doing this for the past 2-3 years, and every time we improve it with the feedback. So I've prepared a page. It's Latinpresarios.com/shore, and there's a survey there. Has a couple of questions. Please share with me some of the things that you find most valuable about the workshop. And what we're going to do, if you want, you can put your name and email there, and we're gonna do a random draw to get a couple people to give a one-on-one consulting session. How does that sound? Good? Perfect. So let's take a couple of minutes to do that, please. Latinpresarios.com/shore. Leave your feedback there, and looking forward to next year. Thank you very much. Pat, thank you very much for attending the session. Would you please share with anybody out there listening, what would you recommend about the workshop? What was the most valuable thing for you today?
What was the most valuable thing is understanding the customer journey. That was real valuable because it's not only just gaining a customer, it's keeping a customer for life. So some of the examples that you give in terms of, for example, purchasing power from a small purchase to a large purchase, how do you keep that customer engaged and have that customer for life? So I found that very beneficial, and it had me really brainstorming on some ideas.
Hi, Brianna.
Hi.
Thank you for coming to the workshop. What were some of the top 1 to 3 things that you learned today?
I think the top things that I learned today would have to be being more personable, handwritten notes. I loved that you said that. I've done that one time before, and I think I did receive a good response from it. I got a lot of awes.
Okay.
But it's something that I kind of didn't think about again after doing it that one time.
Correct.
So you bringing it up put it on my mind to do that again and do it more often, because there was a really great response from that.
Excellent. So what would you tell somebody, say we do the workshop again and they're on the fence of attending or not attending, what would you tell them about what they're gonna see and get from the workshop?
Well, I would definitely recommend the workshop to anyone interested in learning more about their business and social media and just being more present. I would say to them that they should definitely attend and make the best of what the information that you do provide to us. You did give a lot of great information, so I would ask them to come on in and check out what you have to say.
Thank you for your kind words, Brianna.
Thank you.
Stephanie, thank you so much for coming to the workshop. What would be the top thing that you got from, the most valuable insight you got from today's workshop?
So today's workshop was very insightful for me. I feel like the most important aspect of this workshop was understanding the customer's buying experience in general, and I really believe this, and your workshop really just reiterated it. The power of connection, specifically human connection, and the essence of that is personal touch and authenticity. And so doing that through going back to traditional ways that isn't currently as lived, but definitely have a dynamic impact, such as handwritten notes, and as well as personalizing the experience for your customers. In addition to that, also having a quality experience. We all know that, but it was a great reminder to realize that the experience or the product that you're giving your customer is quality, but most of all personable.
Thank you for your kind words, Stephanie. What would you say to somebody that maybe is thinking about attending the workshop, they're on the fence? What would you tell them that the experience that they're gonna have in the workshop and what they're gonna get out of it?
I say go for it because it's an investment in yourself and long-term an investment in your business. This workshop is not only applicable to a business owner, but just in general of how you move and should connect with people. So you're gonna get a professional opportunity, but also personal opportunity to grow by attending this workshop.
Perfect. Thank you for your kind words, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
Hi, Dwayne.
How you doing?
Thank you so much for coming to the workshop. What was the most valuable thing that you got from today's workshop?
Never take yourself out of your consumers or your clients' footsteps. Like a lot of times being business owners, we think, okay, this is going to drive sales. This is what we need to do. But we forget what it's like to be a consumer. We forget what it's like to be a client.
Correct.
And then the Airbnb way kind of stuck with me. I didn't know they went to that extreme. So being solutions oriented instead of making excuses. So they seen the issue, they knew how to fix the issue. Instead of them making their users or subscribers jump through so many hoops, they want to solve the issues themselves. And it made for a better experience.
Perfect. So what would you say, Dwayne, to somebody that's considering attending the workshop, maybe they're on the fence, what would you tell them about the experience of the workshop and what they're going to get out of it?
The experience of the workshop is phenomenal. The people you meet, the connections you make. This is more of a networking opportunity more than anything in itself, due to the fact that everything is kind of squeezed into a short time frame.
Correct.
You won't get everything you need to start a business, but you have an excellent foundation to start.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Dwayne.
My pleasure.
Hi, Jari.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for coming to the workshop. What was the most valuable thing you learned today?
Well, there were too many things to count, but one of them was about the definition and the process to figure out your customer acquisition value,
Okay.
and also the lifetime value of a customer.
Okay.
And just being able to put those concepts into practical ways that we can apply that to our business was very, very valuable to us in the stage that we are in. And then the other thing, I realized that during the course of our business operation, we've become a little bit too transactional.
Correct.
We get a customer, we go and take care of their needs, and then we forget about them. So the ability to do like a couple of things just to increase the experience for the customer, and that they feel that they're receiving something of value, and as a way generate more referrals to us. That's going to be a life changer for our business, generating more referrals.
Excellent, Jerry. So what would you say to somebody that's thinking about attending to the workshop and maybe they're not so sure? What would you tell them about the experience that they're going to have in this workshop?
Don't think, just do it. I can't. It's just don't stop stop second guessing yourself. Just get in the car, just go ahead and go and sit there, because the investment that you make is going to pay tenfold, especially in the way of social media, generating that enthusiasm for your brand, or if whatever stage you're in. If you're just a beginner entrepreneur or somebody who wants to take it to the next level, then you generate that buzz about your business and your brand. It'll be awesome.
Perfect. Thank you for your kind words, Jerry.
No, thank you. And here's my business card.
Oh, perfect.
The other